When friends told Kate smoking heroin would make her feel good, they forgot to tell her something else. How bad it would also make her feel. How she'd start to look tired, spotty, and unhealthy. How she'd lose her friends, her looks, and her interest in everything but heroin. How she'd soon have to take heroin not to get high, but just to stop feeling down. How she'd eventually risk blood disease, liver damage, even heart failure.
Yeah, I'm still alive, I suppose.
Don't be a dummy. Heroin really does screw you up.
Bad. I suppose most boys dream of getting to Wembley and scoring a goal in the cup final. Me? I prefer flying. Blimey, now they're trying to compete with us. Anything they can do, I can do better. Woo-hoo! Whoa! Who do they think they are? Ducks? They should stick to dry land where they belong. Why don't I keep my big mouth shut? Anyhow, they're having a good time, that's what matters. I must say I like to see kids enjoying themselves.
You won't live long enough to see anything if you don't get off that wire.
Hey? Yeah, who said that?
Do you realise you're sitting on a live electric wire?
Well, so what? Can't hurt us birds.
It will if you touch the wire above it with your wings. You'll get hundreds of volts through you.
You were kidding, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. That's why I get worried when I see children playing near pylons, or overhead power lines, or substations.
Yeah, well, I know I'm going to play safe in future.
There, you said it.
I said what?
The golden rule. Play safe. These are not telephone wires. They're overhead power lines carrying high voltages. Without them, lots of people wouldn't have any electricity. So when you go out to enjoy yourself, play safe and make sure there are no overhead lines about.
Watch out!
Oh, God.
Those wires are live.
If you want to have fun and stay alive, keep away from overhead power lines. Then you know you'll be playing safe.
What about the boy with the boat?
He was lucky. The electric shock knocked him unconscious, but he was all right after a couple of days.
Was he touching a metal part of the dinghy?
It doesn't matter. Anything that's wet or got moisture on it can conduct electricity to Earth. That's why you should never fly a kite or a model plane on a control line near to overhead wires.
Yeah.
When you fly your kite or model plane, remember you're in charge of a flying machine. Pilots have to observe safety rules. So must you. Make sure there are no pylons, overhead lines, or electric substations around.
Go!
Control lines, even if made of string or nylon, can conduct electricity, especially when they're wet.
Watch out!
Delta Zero Bravo, you are clear to take off.
Always make sure you're in a clear area to take off. Then you'll fly safe and play safe.
You didn't say what happened to the boy.
He wasn't so lucky.
You mean he...
He was badly burned on the arms and chest, but he didn't die.
Oh, oh, thank goodness for that.
As I said before, never play near overhead wires. But if you ever do see your kite or plane going into them, let go before they touch.
Yeah, but things like that cost a lot of money. How do you get them back?
Whatever you do, don't try to bring them down by throwing things or poking at them with a stick or tugging on the tail or control wires. They could be live. The police will know what to do.
That's a very stupid place to fly a kite.
Sorry.
No trained electrical engineer will be stupid enough to do anything until he cut off the current and earthed the wires. So don't try to be cleverer than the experts.
Well, I know I'm never, ever going to perch on another live wire.
Don't forget there are live wires in substations too.
Yeah, what are these substations you keep nattering about?
They're places where electricity comes in from the power stations and is distributed to all the houses and factories nearby. All the equipment here carries thousands of volts. People don't realize that they don't even have to touch it to get a shock. Electricity can jump gaps and pass through your body to Earth.
Go on, get it. We're not supposed to go in there. Oh, go on. There's a gap down there. A gang of kids broke in yesterday. I saw them. Pass me that bit of wood.
A 66,000-volt shock killed a boy today when he broke into a substation. The electricity board warns children to keep away from substations. Never try to get toys back yourself. Otherwise, you may not live to play with them again.
Poor boy.
It would never have happened if he'd kept out.
Or if he'd been playing somewhere safe.
Exactly. The trouble is, it isn't always the people who do stupid things who are the victims.
Come on, come on, throw it up. All right, stand back. Let's go!
I'm afraid your little girl was dead when they brought her to the hospital.
She'd only had the bike 2 days. It was a birthday present.
Stupid kids. I'd like to get my hands on the vandals that cut that power line. I just don't think of the harm they can cause.
That's terrible. I'd certainly like to get my claws on that boy.
He's already learnt his lesson.
Yes, but too late to bring his sister back to life.
None of these things I've been talking about would happen if people realized that electricity is a faithful servant but a dangerous master. Remember that danger signs are not put there for fun. They mean what they say. So keep your eyes open for overhead lines or pylons. And don't fly kites or model aircraft near them either. And keep away from substations and any electrical equipment that is fenced in. And don't risk your own life or other people's by fooling around with electricity. When you have time to kill, make sure time doesn't kill you. Then we'll see you around.
Have fun.
But keep safe
And play safe.
Over the centuries, fire lighting has become an everyday occurrence. Today, if you have the knack, it's possible to start a fire with only one match. More sophisticated firelighters take delight in the intricacies of pressure or spirit stoves. Fire is lethal when left to its own devices. It will destroy all in its path. Moors, woodland, young plantations, wildlife, farmlands, and livestock. All can be lost in a short time through carelessness. Follow the country code and make sure you guard against all risk of fire.
Overloaded socket! Oh, spoil sport. Come on, something. Matches, come on, go for the matches, darling. Daddy put them there for you. Come on. Oh, Daddy! You put them out of reach. Matches and twice too full and the heat's too high. Oh, don't. Something's good. Come on. Oh, the heat is too close to the curtain. Behind the door. Look what you've done. Bye-bye, house. Uh-oh.
Don't give fire a chance.
A couple of years ago, me, my big brother, a few others, you know, all my mates were messing about around a bonfire, throwing bangers and things like that about at each other, just messing about. And there was this kid called Charlie, and he had all these bangers sticking out his pocket, loose in his pocket. And my brother set him alight, and they all blew off in this kid's back pocket.
And I was messing about with some sparklers, you know, writing my name in the air. And the next second, my hair was alight.
Right, and all these trousers stuck to his skin, and he had to go to the hospital. Now, my brother and that was just showing off we all was, really.
And all my friends thought it was very funny.
It is a laugh, sometimes. If you see your mate coming down and he don't know you're there, you just light a banger and he don't know it's coming towards him, it goes off at his feet. It's a laugh, and he goes like that. He'd laugh, wouldn't he, really?
What's funny about that?
I don't know.
Do you think your brother would have done it if he'd have been on his own with Charlie?
Not my brother, not really.
Why not? Why wouldn't you have done it?
Because there weren't, you know, a lot of people to take notice. Wouldn't have been worth doing it, would it?
Well, what's so big about lighting bangers in someone's pocket?
He's showing off. Doesn't realise the dangers. It proves that I'm better than the next person because I can hold a banger in my hand and let it go off.
But I mean, does it mean that someone's actually got to go through a really bad accident? I mean, there's some people really get burnt up bad for it all. And some kids die for really bad, you know, burns and scar and everything. So they've got to go all through that before they're going to learn not to muck about with fireworks. Don't you think it's just a waste of life?
Everyone thought a banger would just go bang and scare people. no one realised what he could do.
He must have known that, John. If he's got bangers and he's got a match and he lights bangers in somebody's back pocket, he must have known something was going to happen.
But I would never do nothing like that now. Not after that.
It's the same with most kids. It's not until you have been badly burnt or had a very bad experience with fireworks that you realise how dangerous they are.
They really can hurt. Bangers and rockets.
These are not telephone wires. They're overhead power lines carrying high voltages. Without them, lots of people wouldn't have any electricity. So when you go out to enjoy yourself, play safe and make sure there are no overhead lines about.
Watch out!
Oh, God.
Those wires are live!
If you want to have fun and stay alive, keep away from overhead power lines. Then you know you'll be playing safe.
Somewhere in this vast place, there's a small group of islands known as the Faroe Islands. No one knows why, but once a year, large groups of pilot whales return here. The islanders look forward to their visit each year and prepare a special homecoming for them. First of all, they herd the whales into the harbour. Then they harpoon them. And then cut them up with hunting knives while they're still alive. The noise you can hear is the whale screaming as it experiences this horrific death. The more the whales scream, the more the crowd seem to enjoy it. Meat is then distributed to the crowd, and once their freezers are crammed full, the rest is left on the beach to rot.
The first natural-born smoker will have a larger nose to filter out impurities. Self-cleaning lungs, a highly developed index and middle finger, smaller ears because they don't listen, extra eyelids to protect the eye from irritating smoke, and of course, an inbuilt resistance to heart disease, lung cancer, and thrombosis. Unfortunately, the first natural-born smoker hasn't yet been born.
Giving advice on home security never comes easy. Take round here. All the houses looking at each other. Lots of kids around. Mum's at home all day long. A stranger stands at a mile. The result? Hardly any crime at all. But just walk around the corner, a few streets away. Lots of flats and bedsits. People away for the weekend. Easy pickings for the casual break-in merchant, unless you take precautions. If you want to know how secure your home is, ask yourself this question. Suppose you came home one night and found you'd lost your keys. How would you break in? If it's easy, then it's easy for a thief. They're only human too. Quickest and best, and inside. So make life difficult for them, and then move on somewhere else. Spend a few pounds wisely on good locks for the doors and windows. You could avoid all the emotional upset and aggravation of a burglary, and save yourself thousands of pounds in the long run. So, if you're not sure that your home is reasonably secure, phone your crime prevention officer down at your local NIC. If he's not in, just leave a message. He'll ring you back. Or pop round as soon as you can. Okay?
Edward Linfield. You have identified the body of the deceased, Sarah Louise Linfield.
The windscreen was shattered, and there was extensive damage to the near side bumper.
Can I have a go on the swings when we get there, Daddy?
If you're a good girl. On examination, the steering was found to be perfect, and the brakes in first-class condition.
We understand that your daughter was in the front of the car next to you, though as a rule she sat in the back.
Can I sit in the front seat where Mummy sits?
All right, then. It's not that far to the park.
I like sitting in the front. I'd like to drive a car when I grow up.
Hand have recorded that death was due to internal hemorrhaging caused by crushing of the ribcage.
And then, you say, without warning, the van suddenly pulled out.
Make sure your child always rides in the back of your car, strapped in safely if possible. Never let a small child travel in the front.
Well, here we are, waiting for the start of the greatest baby walker rally of the year. The flag's up, and they're off! And right at the start, number 1 crashes into the safety barrier at Fireguard Bend. And now, number 3 is in the lead. But what's this? A disaster! A disaster for number 3 as he short circuits at Kettleflex Corner. I think, yes, he's all right. He's all right. And that leaves number 2 and, yes, number 4. This is sensational. Number 2 has misjudged the doorstep chicane. And he's out of the race as well, which gives the race to number 4. But what a finish!
Baby walkers are perfectly safe when supervised, but a baby left alone in one could burn or scald himself. So watch your baby all the time, or he'll never grow up to be a world champion.
This is me, thinking as usual about Dave. Dave is super. Dave can do anything. Oh, he's great. He really is. When pow, up pops my fairy godmother with a "I'll give you 3 wishes" routine. Wish number 1 is easy. Next, I wish we were both at the seaside. Come on, Dave, let's swim, I say. It's just not my scene, man, says Dave. What he really meant was he couldn't swim. I've still got 1 wish left, remember? Meet Mike. He swims like a fish.
Yes, I wish I didn't keep losing me birds.
Then learn to swim, young man. Learn to swim.
If you can't swim, ask about lessons at your local swimming baths. Do learn to swim. It could save your life.
If you suspect that fire has broken out in your home and you open the door to investigate further, your whole family could be dead within minutes.
Laura, get the kids.
So don't open the door on fire.
Come on, wake up, get your dressing gown on.
Because fire spreads faster than you can move, and smoke can kill within seconds.
We'll be all right if we get ourselves out quickly.
Keep calm, but act fast. First, get everyone safely out of the house. Then dial 999 and ask for the fire brigade.
You never know what's round the corner, so don't run.
Look before you back. This is every mother's nightmare. You've left your baby for just a moment. While you're gone, the baby starts to rock. The pram tips. Don't let the nightmare come true. If you must leave your baby, always strap him in with care. Never hang bags from the handles. Use a properly fitted shopping basket on your pram or pushchair. Take care. Don't let the nightmare come true.
These are the eyes of a man whose skill depends on his sight. Normally, he makes it a rule never to take any risks. But today, he forgot. Make sure you don't.
Litter. It's a pain in the grass.
Come on, in you get.
Dogs don't really understand about traffic. Don't let him out on his own. And even if you're with him, keep him on a lead.
Oh, look, there's a dog like our Toby. Daddy, look out!
What's more important, a dog or a human life?
If a man with dangerous animals to feed went about it like this, you would not be surprised at the results. Then why on earth, when it's foggy, do you drive down the motorway like this, straight into situations you can't see? After all, it may not be just your neck.
Charlie Taylor was a travelling man. Rep for one of the big firms was Charlie. And he might have clinched that big order last week if only. If only he hadn't stayed up so late the night before and woken up feeling so tired. If only he hadn't left it so late that he'd got to get all the way to Leeds without being able to stop for a cup of coffee. If only when he started to get drowsy he opened the window to get some fresh air. If only he'd got off the motorway for a rest. He knew he mustn't stop on the hard shoulder. If only. But he didn't.
You never know what's round the corner. So don't run.
How can she forget about it? She can't even sleep. She heard a kid at school say you were a murderer. I don't know what to tell her. How am I supposed to explain that you killed a little boy? I won't ever understand why you had to drive. Not everything's screwed up. Isn't it? Well, isn't it? Look at me!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A short demonstration of lifting heavy objects without strain. Feet about a foot apart, knees bent, straight back and down like so. And now, the wrong way. Straight legs and bent back. Can cause injury, no cause injury, no cause.
Hello. Now pin back your ears and listen, because I'm going to tell you a story. It's all about the railways. Did you know, every single day, over 18,000 trains use our railway system? Amazing, isn't it? Now, I do a great deal of rushing around the country from place to place, and I can't think of a nicer, more comfortable way of doing that than in a really good train. But my story really is about something else, or rather someone else. a lad called Robbie. A right terror was Robbie. Always into something, know what I mean? Got stuck up a tree. The firemen had to come to get him down. Even they couldn't work out how he'd made it that far. Thought he'd rescue a stray dog one day. Well, it looked like a stray. But the blooming dog lived right the other side of town, so Robbie got completely lost, of course. And his mum ended up fetching him from the nick. Fell in a pond, didn't he? And it had to be the stinkiest, pongiest pond in the whole district. Drove his mum half wild, did Robbie. When he wasn't getting stuck up things, or losing himself, or playing hippos in the mud, there were two big things in Robbie's life. One was football. He wasn't half bad, they said. Not bad at all for an 8-year-old. 1 or 2 people reckoned he stood a chance of making professional one day. And the other thing was trains. Crazy about trains he was. Even the old steam locos he'd never even seen in real life. Even a picture seemed to come alive. Robbie read about trains and watched them on the telly and went down to the station to see them now and then. So one way and another, he knew a bit about the terrific changes there'd been. Automatic signalling, rails welded into long sections to give a nice smooth ride, and all sorts of brand new things, and brand new trains come to that make the railways faster and faster, more and more exciting. He even wondered about being a driver himself one day. But soccer came out top. Even Mum didn't mind the mud then, so long as he kept some of it outside the house. Well, what with everyone saying how good he was and him knocking up quite a fair goal average in the local team, you never know. We might have a soccer star in not so many years' time. Even his brother and sister showed up at one match. Of course, they were just passing, they said, just when Robbie was kicking a dead easy penalty. And then, of course, he blew it, didn't he? Nearly died of shame. Made up for it later, though. Smacked in that goal just before the final whistle. And you know, he could have sworn he saw them cheer. Well, nearly. Robbie didn't know it, of course, but that was the last goal he'd ever score. Come to that, the last game he'd ever play. Because things went wrong on the way home, you see. Big brother Bert reckoned he knew a shortcut. That was okay, till the shortcut brought them to the railway line. "We can't cross that," said Robbie. "Course we can," said Bert. "Look, there's a huge great hole in the fence." "And another hole on the other side," Sally chipped in. Robbie argued. "The kids who made those must be stupid." "It wasn't kids," said Jake. "It was grown-ups. I saw them do it so's to get across to the pub." "Well, they're still stupid," Robbie argued. "It's just plain stupid going across a railway." "You chicken then?" asked Bert. "Chicken soccer star?" Sally joined in. "Chicks United, bottom of the 4th Division? Oh, look, he's going all red." "Oh, all right," shouted Robbie. "That's the stuff," said Bert. "Come on, it's easy when you know how. Easy as crossing the road. Just look both ways, right? Anyway, you'd soon hear a train coming." "Not if there's 2 of them," said Robbie. "You'd never hear the second one." "Oh, clever, aren't you?" said Bert. "Okay, everybody?"
Mrs. Hayward?
Yes?
Mrs. Ruth Hayward?
Yes? But what have you been up to? Where are the others?
The lads had a bit of a shock, love.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Do you think we could talk inside?
Yes, of course.
The coppers have some rotten jobs sometimes. Like ringing a doorbell and telling a mum her boy won't be home for a long, long time.
For God's sake, what's happened? Where's Robbie? Where's Sally?
Your Robbie's had an accident, I'm afraid. A bit of a nasty one.
He's not...
No, he's alive, but he's very poorly. It happened on the railway.
Where is he? I've got to see him.
No, that wouldn't be a good idea, love. Not just now. He's in hospital. You can't see him, not yet.
Who says I can't see him? I'm his mother. I've got a right.
Sorry, love. Look, he's badly hurt. You'd only be in the way.
Oh, dear God. Is it as bad as that?
I know it's hard, but all we can do is wait. They've promised to phone the moment there's any news. Tell you what, I'll put the kettle on.
But what happened?
It's best not to go into all that now.
I've got to know. What the hell happened?
Well, we haven't got...
What happened? Well, the copper didn't tell it all, of course.
Anyway, a train...
But Robbie had lost both feet and broken half the bones in his body.
Oh, dear Christ.
And Sally was in hospital too, they said. No, she wasn't hurt. But all of a sudden, she couldn't speak, you see. Not a word. She just lay there and stared. Didn't seem to notice anything.
Best to drink it up, love. It'll do you good. You've had a bit of a scare.
Bert ought to drink up his tea and keep warm, they said. He'd had a nasty fright.
Sorry, love. They asked me to bring these back.
It could be you've seen men working on the tracks. They're trained to the job, and lots of them have done it for 20, 30 years or more. All the same, in spite of their training, you even hear of them being hurt or killed sometimes. So what price your chances? It can be dodgy enough crossing a road these days. A railway track is something else. Let's see for a moment what a train driver sees. That green signal tells him it's all clear ahead. No other trains are in his way. He's on a fast stretch. He's got a timetable to run to, so he must follow the signals and keep up his speed. Then he sees track workers ahead. They wear those orange waistcoat things to make them stand out. But look, even they can be hard to spot. And a train travelling at any speed could never stop in time to miss them. Robbie knew a bit about railways, but he didn't know it all. He didn't know, for instance, how easily you can slip on rails, or stones, or sleepers, or how silently trains can come at you. A lot of people don't know how the sound of one train can drown the sound of another travelling on the other track, or how you can get trapped in points, because they're often worked automatically from miles away, or that a train can't stop anything like as quickly as a car. Poor old Robbie was right about one thing, at any rate. Anyone who makes a hole in a railway fence or breaks it down is just plain stupid. Boy, girl, or grown-up, 5, 15, or 50 makes no odds, they're stupid. Because it's holes like these that hurt and kill. Not just older kids, but the family dog, or the baby brother or sister who don't know where they're walking, or where their walk is going to end. Robbie still keeps his boots. Nobody knows why. Not even Robbie. After all, they'll never be any use to him. chances are he'll spend the rest of his life in his wheelchair.
Do you know what tummy ache feels like, children? Bessie and Betsy Brown Rabbit do. They found some strange bottles and some strange pills that looked just like sweets. So they tasted them to see what they were like. And now look, they've got the most awful tummy ache. Oh, my little dears, didn't you know you should never eat strange sweets or drinks? Mrs. Brown Rabbit is putting them to bed with a hot water bottle, and then is going to get Dr. White Rabbit. Dr. White Rabbit says,
"Luckily they didn't eat or drink much of that medicine. Oh, but it was a very dangerous thing to do."
Mrs. Brown Rabbit says, "Children, you will never touch any strange drinks or sweets you may find, will you?"
As a result of attending the scene of a road accident, I spoke with the driver and suspected that this man had been drinking.
You've heard what the officer has said. Do you understand?
Empty your pockets. Now turn them inside out.
You hear? You have agreed to provide a specimen of blood for laboratory analysis.
Sit down and roll up your left sleeve, please.
I regret to inform you that the girl is dead.
You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so. But what you say may be given evidence. Cup of tea, sir.
Good morning, madam. 2 pints and a fresh orange juice this morning, I believe.
You're not my milkman.
Well, no, hardly, madam. Actually, I've come to read the meter.
But you're not my usual meter reader.
No, he asked me to do him a favour and take a quick look at the meter while I'm here.
Well, why are you here?
A carol tell a lie. I'm from the council. Trained.
Oh, dear. But the man from the council was here last week.
Know him well. Told me all about it. Nasty business.
Well?
To tell the truth, I'm trying to sell you something. And it would be easier if we could discuss it inside.
I don't really believe you, know, but
well, actually, of course, I am trying to con my way in and steal the family silver.
Not everyone is what they seem. Before you let strangers in, ask for proof of who they are, or make an appointment.
What is he doing with those candlesticks?
He was stupid, trying to prove how tough he was. I had a go at them kids.
Why do you fly your kites round here, eh?
We thought it would be okay, but the wind changed.
Lucky they let go of it. They'd have been electrocuted.
We should have told the police.
Suppose he never knew about high voltage electricity.
You're crazy!
He ignored the danger signs.
Leave it there!
He was stupid. He wouldn't come down. He didn't know electricity would go through the kite. He'd just jump through thin air.
Climbing pylons can kill. Don't take a chance with electricity.
Yeah, I say, they should warn you about slippery roads like this.
Yes, a beware sign, a red triangle. Beware crossroads, beware bends, beware cattle.
And they should warn you when there's no overtaking.
Yes, a no sign, a red circle. No U-turns, no motor vehicles, no stopping.
Mind you, if they did put up these signs, you can bet your life some idiot still wouldn't take a blind bit of notice.
Okay, let's look at that again. Now, why did you let her do that?
I
just about had enough of clearing up after that little madam.
And you?
Dunno. Whole place is a mess anyway.
Every time my son borrows the car, it comes back stinking like a filthy ashtray.
It's all right. Dad says it gives people jobs.
Get off. Can't do any harm. I put it out of the way. Everyone's got an excuse. What's yours?
To a toddler, every new step's an adventure, an exciting journey into the unknown. Natives seem friendly. So do the animals. Children of this age are incapable of safe behavior, especially in a busy shopping street with heavy traffic and many distractions, like going through this mountain pass. Keep your toddlers safe. Set a good example every time you cross the road.
Now, as any experienced sailor will tell you, there are many hazards awaiting the unwary. But even in a small boat, you should be perfectly safe if you know what you're doing and you carry the proper safety equipment. You should have a life jacket and safety harness for everyone on board, life buoy and buoyant line, bailer, anchor, oars or paddles, and a set of flares for use in distress only. Idiot. Oh, and don't forget the fire extinguisher. Of course, it goes without saying that you should know how to use them all. After all, you never know what you might encounter at sea.
Always remember to check your safety equipment before leaving harbour.
If you imagine this is your car, then this is a motorcycle. Now, when you drive up to a main road, it's easy to see other cars. But because a motorcycle is a third of the width of a car, he's very hard to see. But he's dead easy to hurt. Nasty. And that's why, at junctions, I'm asking you to give a second thought for bikes. Stop, think once for cars, hold it, then think again for bikes. If you want to avoid this, think once, think twice, think bike.
Why don't you run along and play outside? Mummy says the fresh air would do you good.
Let your children play outside and you put their lives at risk.
But you must be careful to stay away from the main road.
Even the quietest roads can kill because small children just can't understand the dangers.
Let's go and say hello to that nice dog. Tracy!
Don't play with their lives. Don't let them out of sight.
A tragic, needless accident. But why did it happen? The driver checks the traffic on his right, the road seems to be clear, and he pulls out. But if we look again from the driver's angle, we can see his problem. Visibility isn't good, but if only he'd checked again, he would have seen the motorcyclist approaching. That car driver will be more careful next time. For the motorcyclist, there isn't going to be a next time. So motorists, be particularly careful at junctions. Think once, think twice, think bike.
Mrs. Fluffytail is taking Tufty and Bobby to the shops. Tufty, what's the right way to cross the road? First, find a safe place where we can see both ways. No parked cars. Stop. Then stand on the pavement near the curb and look all round for traffic. And listen. I hear a noise, says Bobby. When the lorry has gone, they all look round and listen again. All the traffic has gone now, so we walk straight across, looking and listening all the time. But always with Mummy, says Mrs. Fluffytail. This is what happened one day when the ice cream van stopped by Tufty's house. Ice cream! And Tufty goes to find his mummy. Tufty always asks his mummy to go with him to the ice cream van. But Willy Weasel has gone off to get an ice cream by himself. Oh dear! Oh, Mummy! Willy has been knocked down by a car. Now Willy has been hurt. And all because he didn't ask his mummy to go with him to the ice cream van. When you want to go to the ice cream van, always take Mummy with you. Tufty and Bobby Brown Rabbit are playing football with Tufty's new ball. Bobby is taking a kick. Oh! What's happened to their ball? Oh dear, it's gone out onto the road. Bobby, what shall we do? We mustn't go onto the road to get it back because of the traffic. Look at the ball. Just think what might have happened to Tufty or Bobby if they had run into the road. Mrs. Fluffytail has seen it all and is very pleased with them because they didn't run into the road to get the ball. One fine day, Tufty is playing on the grass with Bobby Brown Rabbit. But Harry Hare and Willy Weasel are playing out by the road, near the cars and buses. Poor Willy! The car has knocked him down. Very luckily, Mr. Policeman Badger comes along to help. Oh, my word, says Policeman Badger. You are both silly boys to play in the road. Now Willy's been hurt. He won't be able to play with you for a long time. Never play near the road. Tufty loves going to the shops with his mummy. Mrs. Fluffytail is buying some fruit. But Tufty wants to look in the toy shop window. He wants to look at the toys so much that he forgets about his mummy. But he can't cross the road without her. And now he doesn't know where she is. Suddenly, his mummy is there. Oh, Tufty, always keep tight hold of Mummy's hand when we go shopping. Tufty holds his Mummy's hand and feels safe again.
You never know what's round the corner, so don't run.
Industry needs power. So do hospitals. So do essential services. At home, you could get by with less. So switch off some power. Now.